Welcome to Workflows with Accusoft Cloud Services. The Accusoft Cloud Services workflow tool allows you to easily create workflows that access the APIs available from Accusoft Cloud Services. And this is all done through a web interface to help streamline your coding and adding functionality to your applications. To get started creating a workflow, I simply give it a name and I hit the plus sign. Now I'm ready to start selecting my inputs for my workflow. This workflow that I'm going to set up is to take my images, watermark them, and compress them. So for this workflow, I'm going to select my input. In this case, I'm going to use JPEG files. And you'll notice that it dynamically comes in and tells me what API calls are available with an input type of JPEG. I'd like to start with my watermark. Now I've got options to set my watermark. I'm going to set my angle at 45 degrees. I'm going to define the text I want to be used in the watermark and where I want that watermark to be placed on the image. I can also set the size of the watermark. Now, if this was the end of my workflow, I could simply complete this. But as I said before, I'd also like to compress this image. So I'm going to add a compress option. And now this image will be sent to compress, and I'm going to use the default compression parameters, and I'm going to say complete and save my workflow. Now I have a workflow created with a template ID that I can call from a RESTful API call. To demonstrate how to make a RESTful API call, I'm going to use the Postman tool. I'm going to put my template ID in here for the workflow that we just created, and you'll notice that I've got one API call with the template ID, and I'm going to go ahead and send that. And you'll notice that when it runs, one of the things it generates is a process ID. I can use this process ID to get the status of a workflow if I'm running workflows that have multiple steps that may take a little while. The workflow we ran was very quick, and so my results will definitely be there. You'll notice that when I run it, it's going to tell me that that is 100% complete, and it returns to me a file ID, and this would be the result of my workflow. And to get the result of the workflow, it's simply an API call that brings back that image. And now if I pull up those two images side by side, you can see my original image was 159 kilobytes. The compressed image is now 73 kilobytes, and there's my watermark across the image. To get started using the Accusoft Cloud Services workflow tool, simply log into Accusoft Cloud Services to create your account. As an Accusoft Cloud Services customer, you can create and save as many of these workflows as you'd like. And that's Workflows with Accusoft Cloud Services.